Okay. So now we talk about the classifications of neurotransmitter. Basically, we classified neurotransmitter in many ways, but most important ways is for its actions and size. So it is divided into two groups. Okay, small molecule, small molecule, and rapid action, rapid and instant action neurotransmitter, and some neurotransmitter or a chemical which is neurotransmission, they produce a neurotransmitter. It is a large molecule, and it is a slow acting and prolonged actions. Slow action, slow acting. This is also called as a neuropeptide. Because our first group we divide into two groups, group 1 and group 2. This is a group 1 and this is a group 2. So group 1 is a small molecular. It is either it is a amino acids, one or two single amino acids. But this is the large. It is a more than 1, 2, 3 amino acids. Okay. Neurotransmitter type. Okay. So it is a large, and this is also called as a neuropeptide. So it is a polypeptide, maybe the polypeptide sometime. Okay. This is actions is a very short time, short acting. It is called as a short acting. This is the long acting. So basically we divide the neurotransmitter into group 1 and group 2. Group 1 is a very small molecule, rapid actions, instant actions, and it is a very small amino acids. It's a very smaller size. And second group is a neuropeptide. It is a larger molecule. It is a multiple amino acid united and form a one neuropeptide. This is the long acting, prolonged actions, but it is a slow acting, while it is an instant action. Majority group 1 or slow acting, they synthesize in neuron terminal or in neuron, basically in neuron. Either it is a terminal, either it is in a soma, and then they travel to the axon and they store in vesicle. But it is also secreted neuron plus non-neuronal tissue. Non-neuronal tissue, like in a gut. Okay. So as per a size we divide the molecule. So this is the very basic neuropeptides. Now this is the most recent research topic, neuropeptide. Okay. So now we go for the examples of this group 1 and group 2. Group 1, they are also divided into 4 groups, 4 class. So group 1, they are divided into class, 4 class, class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4. Class 4 is basically gasotransmitter, we call as a gasotransmitters. That is a nitric oxide. Okay, there is a carbon monoxide, there is hydrogen sulfide, some gas. This is also act as a sometime neurotransmitter, but this is under also event and it's a big debate. Okay, so first we talk about the class 1. There is no specific, there is a acetylcholine, ACH, acetylcholine. This is a come in a class 1. Class 2 neurotransmitter or small neurotransmitter, that is a amines. Basically amines is a modifications of amino acids. Some modification, say very little modifications of amino acids, that is amines. And class 3 are basically amino acids. This is a amino acid which is usually remain in our body as a essential amino acids or non-essential amino acids, but in a nervous system they act as a neurotransmitter. They carries the impulse, they carries the message from one neuron to another neuron. But basically they, in other tissue, they act as a simple protein. They are responsible for synthesis protein. So this is also a neurotransmitter act as a beyond nervous system. Suppose the amino acids, a glutamate, they are not just a neurotransmitter, but they act as a building block of protein. Okay. Also there is acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is remain in a in eye. There is a cornea, cells of corneal cells. They having a maximum amount of acetylcholine, but there is no receptor for acetylcholine in corneal cell. So what is they do there? We don't know, but it is remain there. Neurotransmitter basically remains before production or before the synthesis of synapse. So basically neurotransmitter also help in a development of nervous system before actually synapse develop. Okay, so this is the functions of neurotransmitter beyond the nervous system. After the development of nervous system, neurotransmitter act as a messenger molecule, but before the synapse develop, before the CNS develop, they act as a stimulate the growth of nervous system. Okay, so this is the point. In a biological amines, example is a dopamine, norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, histamine. This is all as a biological amine. This is also called as a biological amines. Okay. Second is amino acids. Examples of amino acids. Most inhibitory neurotransmitter is a GABA in our most prevalent inhibitory neurotransmitter in our body is GABA. In CNS is a GABA. So GABA is a amino acid types of neurotransmitter. So opposite that, most excitatory prevalent neurotransmitter in our central nervous system is a glutamate. So glutamate is also same. Okay. Another inhibitory neurotransmitter in our central nervous system in a spinal cord, this is glycine. So glycine is a part of amino acids, and aspartate or aspartic acid. So how can you memorize? First write down the class 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is a gasotransmitter. It is a nitric oxide. It is not nitrous oxide, which is N2O, which is laughing gas. It is a nitric oxide, NO. There is carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide. Okay. Class 1 is only one, acetylcholine. How you differentiate the amines and amino acids? Amino acid, in amino acids there is a gamma amino butyric acids. So this is the most inhibitory. So opposite that there is a most stimulatory. It is a glutamate. Both are in a component of amino acids. And glutamate, very similar to the glutamate, is aspartate, and GABA, it is in a brain. So in a spinal cord there is a glycine. So these 4 are a part of amino acids, and remaining from this it is a part of amines. Basically in amines there is a same postfix, amine, epinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, histamine. Okay, so by this way you can memorize this group. And we talk about the large molecule neuropeptides. We know there is a pituitary peptides, we know hypothalamic factors, releasing and inhibitory factors. Okay, like a growth factor, growth releasing factor, gonadotrophin releasing hormone, gonadotrophin inhibitory hormone, oxytocin, or ADH, all hypothalamic neuropeptides as well as pituitary peptides act as a neuropeptides. other than the non-neuronal tissue that is synthesized from gut. Okay, that is a, suppose there is secretin, gastrin, cholecalcitonin. Also there is some other tissue like bradykinin, angiotensin 2. All it is a neuropeptide, and it is a larger molecule. So by this way we divide the neurotransmitter into two groups, group 1 and group 2. Group 1 is a small molecule. It is a rapid actions in a short time. It is a large molecule, slow acting but prolonged time. Okay. Group 1 we divide into class 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Apart from this, there is a one more recent group added, but this is a miscellaneous. It's not a in this group. This is a, we will discuss in a detail, that is a endocannabinoid system. Endocannabinoid system. So this is endocannabinoid systems. This is found in our nervous system. Receptor for this endocannabinoid system found in our nervous systems, which is another types of neurotransmitter, basically which is most potent alkaloid present in cannabis indica, cannabis sativa. So we will discuss very detail about this endocannabinoid, but before that we talk about the classifications, further classifications of neurotransmitter. So neurotransmitter, either they are also divided as per the action. Either it is a excitatory, or either it is a inhibitory or stimulatory. We can say excitatory means stimulatory. Okay. Some neurotransmitter prominently shows the stimulatory actions, some neurotransmitter shows the prominently inhibitory actions, but majority neurotransmitter act as a both excitatory as well as inhibitory. It depends on receptor, which type of receptor they acted, or it depends on postsynaptic neurons they contain which type of receptor. Suppose if we talk about the acetylcholine, they act on the autonomic nervous systems through the vagus nerve on heart, cardiac tissue. Okay, and they also act on the skeletal muscle. Okay, draw the skeletal muscles here. Okay, so whenever acetylcholine act on heart, they produce the inhibitory actions. Okay, but when this same acetylcholine act on muscle, they produce the excitatory effect, because our skeletal muscles have a receptor which is excitatory in nature, and heart contain the inhibitory types of receptor. So they act through the inhibitory mechanisms. So same neurotransmitter act differently in a different tissue, but this is depends not on the neurotransmitter, it is depends on receptor, which type of receptor tissue have. So due to that reasons they inhibitory on heart, but they excitatory on muscle. Okay, so but some neurotransmitter prevalent, this strongly excitatory in nature, and some are inhibitory. So as per excitatory, so glutamate is most prevalent excitatory neurotransmitter. They act 90% in central nervous system, act as a excitation, stimulation, while most prevalent inhibitory neurotransmitter is a GABA. It is a 90% inhibitory. Also here the other from the glutamate, there is a norepinephrine, epinephrine, SCH, acetylcholines in some areas excitatory. Here the dopamine, okay, glycine. This is the inhibitory neurotransmitter. So excitatory and inhibitory, they act through the different synapse. So there is a difference between also synapse of excitatory neurotransmitter act and inhibitory neurotransmitter act. Majority excitatory or stimulatory synapse. Okay, I write excitatory and inhibitory synapse. So excitatory neurotransmitter are basically exodendric. Okay, means terminal axons, they make a synapse with the dendrites. Okay, and here the exosomatic. Inhibitory is a exosomatic, means a okay. So majority excitatory synapse is a exodendric and inhibitory synapse is a exosomatic in majority cases. Okay. A vesicles for excitatory is a round in shape. A vesicle which is stored here, it is a majority rounded, and inhibitory neurotransmitter contain whatever neurotransmitter which is inhibitory, they are flattened or oval shape. Flattened. Okay. A synaptic cleft is a wider here. Wider cleft. Synaptic cleft is a wider. It is a narrower. Narrow synaptic cleft. Okay. So here the synaptic tissue is a very dense. They remain in a very dense. So here the loose. So there is a very few difference between the excitatory synapse and inhibitory synapse. Basically, for excitations, inhibitions is simple, but excitations, there is a two process. They also produce the excitations, but they also stop the inhibitions. So they overcome the inhibitions, they stop the inhibitions, then they can excite. Basically, we know there is a, suppose this is a neuron. Here the axon hillock, or this is called as the initial segment of axon. So basically action potential generated from the initial segment, because this initial segment having a 7 to 8 times more sodium voltage gated sodium ion channel than the stroma and dendrites. So for produce the nerve impulse for excitations, the post synaptic impulse should be travel from dendrite to body to the axon, initial segment of axon. So that is very difficult, or there is some required some more energy. So this is about the classifications of neurotransmitter. Then one property shown by the neurotransmitter is, so first removal of neurotransmitter. How neurotransmitter remove after actions? Removal of neurotransmitter. So either they are removed by diffusion. Okay, whenever there is a synaptic cleft, okay, suppose this is synaptic cleft, this secretes the neurotransmitter here, and after the actions they diffuse surrounded, and they are taken by the macrophage, or they are taken by the glial cell. So first method is a diffusion. Second method is they are reuptake by neuron or by the glial cell. Whenever, suppose this is the presynaptic neuron, postsynaptic neuron, okay, whenever they acted, actions is finished, this neurotransmitter reuptake by the presynaptic neuron, because this contain the special types of transporter. A special called as a glutamate. Glutamate is a reuptake. glutamate neurotransmitter reuptake by the axon terminal, as well as they are uptake by the astrocytes, because they contain the a special glutamate transporter. So whenever axons are exhausted or finished, they are reuptake by the axon terminal. So either they are diffuse surroundedly, so they are diluted, so they are not acting more. Either they are reuptake by the neuron, and third, they are broken down by some enzymes. Okay, so this is biological degradations, or they are broken down in a inactive fragment, like suppose acetylcholine are acted by some enzymes. This is called as a acetylcholine esterase. Okay, this acetylcholine esterase, choline esterase, this is called as a choline esterase enzymes. This choline esterase, they break down the acetylcholine into two fragments, acetate and choline. Acetate and choline. This acetate and choline are now no more active. It is a very inactive form. So choline is back. Okay, we will discuss in when we study the acetylcholine. But this is a biodegradable, or means they are broken down in small pieces. So these pieces are not act as a neurotransmitter. So by this three way, diffusion, reuptake, and broken down by enzymes, by this way neurotransmitter are removed from synaptic cleft. So here we end the class. In next lecture we talk about the acetylcholine, or further about the neurotransmitter in detail, every neurotransmitter in a detail. Okay.